Hello. I think you know why I started this video with that word. Because guess what? I finally saw the Book of Mormon, and pretty much everybody I'm friends with on Facebook knows that that's like my favorite thing right now. So I'm super excited. Okay, so Saturday. I wake up at like 2 a.m. and catch a cab to the bus station, get on the bus at 3, sleep a little bit on the bus. Thankfully, it wasn't too crowded. Anyway, so I get to the theater at 7 in the morning, and, of course the show is sold out. So, like, there's a line for the box office. I'm, like, ninth in line, and, sorry, I'm so happy. Okay, so I'm, like, ninth in line, for standing room, which is like you wait in line all day, and then right before the show, they sell you tickets so that you can stand the entire show, which I'm fine with. so I'm sitting there. It was a nice, friendly line. Sometimes you can. This happens with anything goes. Every time I brushed that, like not every time. There was one time it was cool, but like people are generally a little older, maybe, or just more serious and kind of antisocial. But this line, since it was Book of Mormon and it's got a very broad audience, people were very friendly, and so like, I was talking to people on either side of me, and it made the time go by a little faster. So about gosh, I don't even know. Probably about 10 o'clock. No, later than that, like 10:30, 11, around there. My friend Darcy shows up, and then my friend Theo's friend Sean shows up, and we're just waiting on Theo, and so I get to know Sean a little better. I hadn't met him before Saturday. He's really nice, really cool. Anyway, so the the whole ticket system is kind of complicated to explain. So at 11:30, you can put your name into a lottery, and then at noon, names are drawn for front row seats and box seats. So it's 22 seats total, and about 300 people enter. So it's pretty hard to win. So all four of us entered the lottery to see if I could get in, because Sean and Theo already had tickets to see the show, and then Darcy was going to go see Anything Goes again. It was like her 12th time. I don't. She's a little crazy, but she's nice. So anyway, they just entered the lotto to try to help me get in, and I didn't win. None of us won, and so I stayed in line for another hour, and they opened up the window to sell standing room tickets. Standing room tickets are $27, and it's like, from your point of view, it's like my thumbs are the stage right here. So like top of my head is the stage, and then like orchestra goes back. I guess we'll go that way. So anyway, there's like this rail here and a little passageway where people can like go to the bathroom and stuff. And I was standing right here. It was like dead center, just right behind the orchestra section. And it was like really good. It wasn't even like that far away. It was just nice. Oh my gosh. I wanted so badly to just like take a picture, like not even of the scenery, just to show people how good of a view I had. So I was freaking out about that, and I will show you my little reaction. La la la, so many pictures. I'm sure you've probably seen these on Facebook, but whatever, I've got it here. There's me being all all excited. And then I had drawn a picture of Rory, who's like my favorite cast member, and I thought, like, I was trying to high five Theo, and he wasn't like, he's kind of a bad high fiver. Like, it was one of like those actions, like no reciprocating, like. So I was trying to teach him how to high five, and we saw this blonde guy go in the stage door. Like, we just saw the back of his head. He was like, "Oh no, is that Rory?" And so, I was a little sad because it kept getting closer and closer to 1:30. 1:30 is when the actors have to be there, otherwise they like get fired. And like closer and closer it got. I was like, dang, I thought that was him. And however, at 1:26, I see Rory trying to make his way through the crowd of people waiting for standing room. And I was like, Rory! I like ran up to him. I was like, I know you're in a hurry and I don't mean to stop you, but here, do your picture. And yeah, he was like, wow, and he gave me a hug and like, are you gonna be here after the show? I was like, yeah, and like, cool, I'll get you an autograph. And so saw the show and it was hilarious. I was so happy. So happy. The best thing ever. And so afterwards we're waiting for actors as they come out the stage door. And I see, I'll just show you my pictures. So there's me and Andrew Reynolds. Isn't he a cutie pie? He really is. He's just cute. Look at that hair. He's got good hair. And then there's me and Nikki. And Theo mentioned that I was, to her, I was the #2 missionary on Facebook. She's like, oh, what do you get for that? I was like, it was supposed to be weekly prizes, but I never won. Like, oh, we'll get you something. I mean, obviously she was being sarcastic, but inside my heart's a little flip-flop. I was like, yay! And then Josh Gad picture. It looks so Hollywood there. And Nikki and Andrew both, I was dressed like a Mormon. Like, I had my white short sleeve t-shirt, and, well, button-up shirt, a tie, black pants. It was awesome. One of the ensemble members. He's so cute. And then Rory came out. And, like, everybody else had been, like, starting down here and working their way down to us. Or, no. Opposite. They had been starting at us and working their way, like, down kind of more towards the door so that they could get out. And, but Rory came out and just started at the door and walked down. And there were, like, these 3 girls next to us. And, you know, Rory signing their playbills and stuff. Like, great show. And like, oh, thank you. And then he sees me and he's like, Molly, I love the picture. And he gave me a big hug. And the girls next to us were like, they kind of like exchanged a glance, like, how does he know her name? And oh my gosh, it was like, it blew my mind that he addressed me by name. Because I had written him a little note on the back of his picture about how like inspirational he is, because he co-founded Broadway Impact, which had a big hand in getting people to tell their senators to vote to pass the gay marriage thing. And that my note apparently really meant a lot to him. And he was just super sweet, and like we talked for a pretty good, like a good while. And then he finished signing playbills. There were like 3 people after us or whatever. And he came back to us because we, if you're familiar with the lyrics, he sings this song called Turn It Off. And he's talking about turning off gay feelings. And so it says, imagine that your brain is made of tiny boxes, and find the box that's gay and crush it! Okay? And so Theo and I took we had 2 mini boxes of Fruit Loops. We thought those were gay boxes. And we took a box crushing picture with him. And It was awesome. He thought that was really clever, and oh my gosh, I just love him so much. He's so cute and nice. And so like whenever he was signing my playbill, he was like, "Can I make this out to Molly?" Yes, you can. So yeah, he was just so sweet. And then like we kind of hung around the stage door afterwards because there was one other ensemble member that we wanted to try to catch, but we think we missed him. But Rory kept like forgetting things, so he kept like coming out and he'd be like, "Bye guys," and then like get about 10 feet away, and then he'd come jogging right back and like go back in the door. Like a few seconds later, he would come out. Hi. It was one of those awkward like, "I see you again." But it was so cool. And here's my playbill. There's Rory. To Molly. Turn it off. And then Andrew. Josh signed the doorbell. Nikki. Here. And then Michael Potts, who's plays Nikki's dad in the show. And I got myself the doorbell button, which I like a lot. I was just listening to Hello. I know that Meg and Joe are familiar with the CD, but I don't know if you are. If you're not, there's a song called Hello, and they ring doorbells a lot. So I was just listening to that song, and I was like pressing my button every time the doorbell rang. And I was thoroughly amused. I also bought a logo t-shirt. Yay! Oh, smells bad. These are both dirty because I wore them the Sunday and the Monday after I saw the show. And this one is like my favorite. It says God's favorite musical on the tie. And then the tie clip says Book of Mormon. So, I have no idea how long I've wanted that shirt. And I could have just blown all of my money there. They have the best merch. But anyway, so that was exciting. And Joe, I have something that you'll be excited about. That night, we saw Rent. And it was my first time seeing it live. And I really liked it. I liked it a lot. The guy who was playing Mark was Henry in Next to Normal. So that was cool to be able to see him. I didn't have time to meet anybody at stage door afterwards because I had to like run and catch a bus like 8 blocks away. But I really liked it. And so now we can talk about Rent, the live version and not the movie. So yeah, I'm a happy girl. Hit the doorbell button, and I think my roommate's coming back. And this video is really long already. So I'll see you guys later. Bye!